First of all, I must apologise to gearbest.com for taking so long to do this review. I got this quadcopter around about Christmas time. Very busy time of the year and very cold, and I've been not well for like 2 months and it's still really cold. So until the weather picks up a little bit, you won't see it flying just now over at the field, but what I will do, I'll go over the specs and we'll just do an overview of it. Now this is the RC136WGS Brushless GPS Quadcopter, and the GPS module is in the top here. It looks like some kind of spacecraft. It's really cool indeed, I must admit. It is a Wi-Fi quadcopter, 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, ready to fly out of the box. And let me just go underneath. I'm going to take out the battery just now. The battery's just at the back. We'll start from underneath the quadcopter. Well, you see me taking the battery out. It does take an SD card, a micro SD card, and on the page it says the maximum is 4 gig, but I don't believe that's true. Maybe you can put a higher one in, and that's what I will test. And you have your Wi-Fi FP antenna here, and it comes with a 1080p HD wide angle camera. It's on a motorized, I wouldn't call it a gimbal, but it's motorized, and it does move up and down with a little button on the transmitter, so that's quite good. But the only downfall of that is because it's motorized, when you're flying you will get jello effect. I know that for a fact, not unless you can secure it, because I can move that about with my fingers at the moment. Now let me just put it down. You get is a 2-cell LiPo. It's 7.4 volts, 1500 milliamp LiPo, and it's a proprietary battery, as you can see here, and I'll show you the adapter that you get to charge it up with in a moment. At the back here there's a button. Now if you press and hold the button, it will show you how much charge is left in the battery. As you can see there, it says there's 3 bars, and I don't know how that is, because I could have believed there was 2 bars in it the last time, but now it's only 3. Yeah, so you just press and hold the button and it turns those lights off again. The weight of the battery is around 99 grams. Now it just slots in the back of the quadcopter. Let me just turn it upside down like so, and make sure you push the little tab in. It's really stiff, I must admit, to get in there, but that's it, and I don't want to take it out just now because it's a bit of a struggle. I'm going to leave it in there for the moment. Now the weight of the quadcopter, including the battery, is 461 grams, and I must admit as well, the shell, the casing, it feels tough. I don't know what they've made it out of, but it's really tough indeed. And the brushless motors look really well. I did hover it in the house, but I wouldn't recommend that personally myself, because you do get a set of prop guards, and these prop guards are absolutely huge. Look at the size of them. And basically what you do is you just take the little bit off here at the front, and you, well, I'm not going to pick it off with my nails again because I know what happened the last time I tried to do that. Just get a little prying tool and pry that off, and just pop your prop guards in there. But they're absolutely massive. I wouldn't recommend to, you can fly this indoors, but I wouldn't recommend that you do so. I'd fly it out in a big open field, because after all it is a GPS quadcopter with features of altitude hold, follow me mode. It has circle me, so it will point towards you when you press the button on the transmitter, and it will circle around you. So that's really good indeed. And it also has a low rate and a high rate, so you can fly at 2 different speeds. You also get return to home with this quadcopter. So if you lose signal with your transmitter, it will return to home. If the battery is in low voltage, it will return to home. And when the battery gets to a certain voltage, I'm not quite sure, it puts up some kind of geofence where it only fly out to about 30 meters and fly upward to about 30 meters. It's so that you don't go too far away. I did forget to bring over the charging cable, what you get for the battery, and that is it here. It did come with a USA style plug adapter, which I plugged in here, and I've taped it on there for the simple fact that it is quite loose. So there you have it. That's what I've done, and I've just taped it there to make it a little bit more secure. But I could use my own charger to charge it up, but I just used this one to see how well it did, and it did quite well indeed. Now the length of the props are around 200 millimeters. They're really big props, and you get a spare set in the bag, and you also get your manual, and the manual's not too bad at all, but I think it gets mixed up somewhere along the lines as there's another version, a 5G version, not a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi version, and the 5G version is a lot better than this one as far as I know. So the manual is okay. It gets you started, it gets you up and running, and it does the job quite well. Now let me bring the transmitter itself over and show you it here. It looks quite nice, and it feels quite nice in the hand. It takes 4 AA batteries at the back, and as you can see, these are plastic sticks. They look real, but they're not. They're plastic, and these are fake knobs at the top here. This is to record, but it doesn't work. This only works with the 5G version. So to record with this quadcopter, you'll have to use the app, and we'll go through the app later. And on the right shoulder button here is your return to home key. So you just press that button and it will return to home. But don't forget, if you lose signal or the battery gets low, it will automatically return to home as well. And you also have an easy to slide on and off phone holder. But I wouldn't use this if I was you, because I've heard there's a lot of interference between your Wi-Fi on your phone and the transmitter itself. I do believe the transmitter does have a GPS built into it, so sometimes when it returns to home, it might actually return to you, i.e. the transmitter, so just be wary of that. Right, these all look like trim buttons, but they're not, and I'll tell you, this one here for automatically take off and land, that's after you've armed the motors. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. This one here is just circle me, so if you just push it, it will circle, the quadcopter will circle around you. And over here on the right hand side, this is your follow me, and if you just push it, it will follow you. And this one will control the motorized 1080p HD wide angle camera. It will tilt it up and down, and you also have a rate switch here that is on your stick. You can hear that click noise as I push it up and down, and obviously your on it and off button here. Now to start the motors, you push the sticks down and inwards, and also to stop the motors, you push the stick down and inward. And after you've armed, like I said, you can automatically take off by using this switch here, or you can just push up on the stick, and you can also land by pushing down or push this little button here. It's awkwardly laid out, it really is. I must admit, you would think all these were trim buttons. Now to calibrate the compass on the quadcopter, what we're going to do in a minute, you pull the left stick down to the bottom and the right stick up to the top right hand side. To calibrate the gyro, it's the opposite way around, so left stick upper left and right stick down and to the right. Now what we'll do is we'll turn on the transmitter first, And what we want to do is press and hold the button to turn on the quadcopter. And you'll see those lights flashing away. Now they will continue to flash away, and they will also continue to flash away if you try to fly this in the house, because it has altitude hold. But like I said, I wouldn't recommend to do that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to calibrate the compass. So remember what I said, stick down and stick up. And the lights are starting to flash. Now what we want to do is turn the quadcopter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then we want to point the nose down and turn it 1, 2, 3. And there you go. Now you've seen the change in the flashing lights there. That's because it's not picking up any GPS whatsoever. But when it is picking up the GPS signal, what will happen is the lights will stay solid. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move the quad over just a little bit away from me and arm the motors and show you that I have indeed calibrated it, and it does work. It won't take off. And there you have it. And I'm just going to throttle down and it will stop. And that is you. That is simple and easy in how to set up this quadcopter. Now the range on the transmitter, they say it's around about 800 meters. Well, that's yet to be tested. The range on the app is around 100 meters, and that is yet to be tested as well. Now don't forget, you want to turn off the quadcopter first before you turn off your transmitter, or your quadcopter will start to return to home. Now we're going to get over onto the app. Here we go, and the app is RC Leading. You can scan it, as you can see. Okay, now that you've downloaded the app onto your phone, you will want to connect up to the app. But first thing is first, we're going to turn the transmitter back on. We're going to turn the quadcopter back on. We'll just let it flash away there. Just ignore the flashing light for the moment. And what you want to do is go into your Wi-Fi settings. Now we want to look for, and you will see here it says RC Leading. So click RC Leading and connect. Now you want to go into the app RC Leading. Let's go into settings and always double check, make sure that you have it set to 720p. Now we'll come back out of there and we'll press play, and we should be able to see a picture. And there's the picture of the box right over there. As you can see, it's a huge box. That's why I don't like doing unboxings, and this box it comes in is absolutely massive. I'm going to move the camera by using the transmitter, and you can see I can point it down and I can point it up. So that's me moving it about, and you can hear it making a little noise as I do that. You need to push in and up and in and down to move it. And if you can press your on button. I wouldn't recommend you fly with any of those settings, and you can go into what you get extra settings. Can you reverse the camera? You can indeed. You can tilt the camera upside down if you want to fly upside down, folks. I wouldn't recommend that at home. Your record button is right there, and we can just hit record. It is automatically recording to my phone as we speak. But if you've got an SD card in, you won't see the numbers on the screen. It will automatically record to the SD card, and we're going to stop recording there. That's it. That's everything for the quadcopter, from the battery to the weight of it, to the size of the props, the transmitter, how to set up the app. All we need to do is take it out and fly it, and we will take it out and fly it in the field when the weather is better. So thank you to gearbest.com for sending me this quadcopter out of review. There will be a second part so we can get this up and running and flying in the air where it's supposed to be. Thanks to gearbest.com for sending me this quadcopter out of review. It will be over in the field before you know it, and I will be flying it and put it through its paces, because you know me, I like to fly fast. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit those links in the description below. It helps me get more quadcopters into review for everybody, and the channel is growing and growing and growing. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, my friends, happy flying.